Okay, good morning. And here is today's Substack and just a few poems for you. So, today's Substack is called The Light That Is Already Here. We spend our lives circling the flame, convinced the fire will burn us, never realizing it is the very fire that frees us. There is a quiet truth most of us spend decades overlooking. Presence, real presence, is utterly simple. Not simplistic, but simple. It isn't something you think your way into. It isn't a philosophy, a technique, or a mental state you try to maintain. Presence is the non-conceptual ground of being. It's the silence in which everything appears. It's the background hum that has been here since before you took your first breath. Yet we avoid it. Not because it is hard, but because it asks for the end of the only identity we've known, the one built on thoughts, tensions, survival strategies, and habitual reactions. We cling to the chattering, narrating, problem-solving version of ourselves, even while longing for the peace that arises only when that constructed self softens. We circle the flame of awakening the way a moth circles fire. Drawn, terrified, mesmerized, we both desire and fear the end of who we think we are. And in many ways, it is the end of the anxious one, the obsessive one, the victimized one, the one who never stops narrating. But it is not the end of you. It is the end of the clouds, not the sky. The freedom in the pause. If you really want to understand presence, look to the breath. The in-breath rises on its own. The out-breath releases on its own. But at the top of the breath, before the descent, there is a pause. A tiny cessation, a natural still point, a moment of unmoving awareness. Most of us never notice it. Yet that small gap is a doorway into something profound. The same gap exists everywhere. Between thoughts, between emotions, between a trigger and your reaction, between a feeling and the story you attach to it. There is a space that comes before every movement of mind and self. This space is not forced. It does not require effort. It reveals itself when we soften, when we cease demanding that life be anything other than what it is. The space between everything. To become intimate with this gap is to see that presence is not a special state. It is the underlying reality in which every state appears. Silence is not a practice. It is what remains when the noise isn't gripping us. Light is not something we earn. It is something we uncover by not looking away. When we stop obsessively seeking over there, something becomes unmistakable. Everything we have been searching for is already here. Peace, grace, equanimity, none of these are future achievements. They are qualities of the awareness that has been present throughout your entire life. We don't experience this because we're distracted. We overlook what is essential because we're busy reaching, striving, grasping. We're looking outward for what can only be recognized inward. And so the invitation is simple. Soften. Look closer. Feel the gap. Let the silence between things reveal itself to you, not as an escape, but as the most intimate dimension of your own inner being. The light is already here. We only need to stop looking away. A few poems. Seek to become that which you seek means the search must turn inward, not outward, not upward, not into more ideas or experiences. It means the seeker dissolves into the very thing they are longing for. The gentle breeze. A gentle breeze moves through, bringing a freshness to our longing. Everyone here is weeping with the same sorrowful joy. It was these tears that formed the very first ocean. No one knows the cause of the world or its cure. Sometimes it is simply life itself that brings us to our knees in grace. What is it that calls us again and again through the noise, the striving, the ache? It is our own beingness whispering our name, the quiet pull of what we have always been, drawing us back to the truth we never left. The last one. There is a beautiful garden within you, but you must tend to it with loving kindness and the water of truth. Only then will it bloom and blossom, and it will be a joy to behold. Thanks for watching.